So I was looking at the Black Diaspora channel. You had one of Phil Scott's contributors to news. She's from Ethiopia. So this sister was talking about the Chinese, this Chinese man picking this 2-year-old black toddler up by the neck and holding this child as this child cries. And these men, 2 Chinese men, was literally laughing at this child suffering. Okay? Now, a lot of this shit goes on in these, what you call third world countries, whether it be in Latin America, but particularly in Africa, because we all know, to all these other groups, black people don't have no humanity. Even though we're more human than anybody, everybody else got Neanderthal DNA, Cro-Magnon DNA and shit, but they don't see no humanity in black people, and particularly Africans. That's why they go over there, whether it be Haiti, and have these, especially with the British and American, them NGOs, the missionaries and shit like that. They go over there and do all kind of sexual shit to the women and the children. You know, they go over there and do all kind of sexual shit, and think motherfuckers don't know what goes on in these third world countries. They go over there to these third world countries to do that shit because they can get away with the shit over there. So these 2 Chinese actually literally made fun of this little child suffering. This shows you the lack of humanity that these Chinese have. But in a way, I kind of blame that on Africans. A lot of the shit that I see, whether it be in Africa or be in the United States, I blame it on black people. And the reason why I blame it on black people is we are always so motherfucking benevolent that we let anybody come into our community. We let anybody come in to do whatever, and they don't have no respect for our for black people in general. They just don't see you as a human being. You know, that's why it's easy for them to delete you, kill you, do all kind of shit, because they don't see the humanity in you. And then when you call it out on panels, the first thing these people do, they'll tell you chimping out. They gaslight you to say that, you know, that you making this shit up when you got clear evidence of history showing that they don't see black people as human. You know, they don't. And when you call them out on it, they want to gaslight you, use ad hominem attacks, all kind of shit. That's why I said, you know, it's like the motherfuckers that say, you know, and the thing is, the reason why I blame this shit on black people, because we let anybody into our culture, we let anybody into our space. See, like here in the United States, I think the worst thing they could have did was in segregation. Now hold on, they're like, what you mean by that? Because you have a whole lot of white people talking, why you all want to segregate now? I said we never had integration in the first place. We never had that to be from the jump. Y'all gave us this whole pseudo idea of integration. And Malcolm X said when him and MLK was talking, he said you couldn't integrate us into a burning house. See, that's why I said the civil rights movement went the wrong direction. It did. It got kind of derailed because the whole thing was that we just wanted to be left alone. We wanted to live, you know, live our lives without having to worry about motherfuckers burning crosses, or you just happen to be walking at night and motherfuckers chase you in a pickup truck and put a rope over your neck, which they wish they could go back to. They wish they could go back to. That's what Charlie Kirk really was talking about when he was talking about going back, when all these white people talk about going back to the 50s and the 40s and shit, where they were doing shit like that. They want to be able to do shit like that again. You know, but things are different now. Things are a little bit different now. So, of course they're gonna look at you without no humanity when you got your own leaders in your community treating you like you ain't shit because they get a few crumbs from the elites, like in Africa. You take them leaders to some of them third world countries in Africa, them NGOs and motherfucking missionaries come over there and do all kind of shit to the people over there. Do all kind of street shit to the land, fuck the land up, pollute the water and shit. Especially the Chinese, they got a motherfucking monopoly over there. They basically, like in Jamaica, I told the Jamaican sister, the Chinese, you can't even walk on y'all beaches. Y'all gotta pay the Chinese to walk on shit on your own land. And that's because your leaders sold Jamaican people out. But it ain't no different than our leaders over here. Our leaders sell us out. Our leaders sell us out to get a bag. Look how fucked up the Democratic Party is. Look how fucked up the whole Democratic Party is. You did? They the reason why I didn't vote for Kamala Harris. For what? Why I'm gonna vote for you and you ain't have you don't got no plan. You can't do shit specifically for black people, but everybody else can get shit specifically for them. No problem. Soon they talk about getting black people reparations and tangibles, everybody motherfucker getting in their feelings about it. And I already know what it is. They don't want black people to have our own economic power base. And you had this dumbass stupid redneck on Bigo talking about free lunch and shit and welfare and all that shit was reparations. I said shit does benefit for everybody. How's their reparations? Them just government programs, and now they trying to get rid of them, and only to find out that white people suffer from the shit the most because they make up the majority of people that were on it. But they made you think that it was black people up under it. Well, yeah, I blame this shit on black leaders, whether it be over in Africa or over here. They got that basically fucking shit up. And when you got leaders that's corrupt, I mean, when you got leaders, you starting to see that shit now amongst white people with y'all leaders not giving a fuck about y'all. See, like I said, I always tell you all that the whole thing is black people are the canaries in the coal mine, and eventually what they implement on us, they're gonna implement on everybody. That's just real spiel. Take it for what it's worth, Jack.